though, that night I couldn't have loved it more. Well, despite the fact that I would have loved it more if they played certain songs, but that's okay. I still have another chance to see them.
Here we go.
It's so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the chills. The goosebumps.
I understand that this video has been procrastinated for over a month in comparison to the video I made 7 years ago following my first time seeing Metallica, but can you really blame me? I've been a really busy bee between going to Disney World, Canada, then Portland, then going to school and door dashing all in between. It was really hard for me to find spare time to sit down, set up the camera, and monologue about the experiences that I got to have with the Four Horsemen. That being myself, my friend David, BlazeLife334, known as Alex Hoover, and of course, the ever-so-beloved Ranter in Shades. A while back, in one of Shades' videos, he made a remark about how I was a complete
mad bastard he is.
Going out of my way to expend on both my ticket, his ticket, Hoover's ticket, and of course, David's ticket, because, well, let's be real here, Metallica is just too fucking awesome to just let it be a one and done. And because, well, one of our big gripes about our 2017 experience, even though Hoover's, the difference with Hoover's set list in Florida of July 2017 was that he got Hit the Lights and we got Motor Breath. Our big gripes with 2017 was that they didn't really go out of their comfort zone or play any of their legacy songs or really get any more diverse. Because they only played 7 songs from the 1980s from 2017. And the more I was thinking about it, the more I was coming to the critical viewpoints saying, yeah, that is a bit too lackluster for Metallica standards. When you compare 2017 to 2024, 2017 felt more like a radio hit list in comparison to the multi-layered, diverse set list that 2024 had to offer. Because, let's be real here. If we traveled back in time and spoke with our 2016 selves, and we told them to choose between either 2017 or 2024, guarantee, no contest, we would go straight with 2024. But I will monologue about that later in the video. First, let's jump right into the first day.
Spineless from the start, sucked into the pot, suckers comes to town.
Alright, day one. I decided to take my friend Hoover to the Station Fire Club breakfast restaurant in Natick to try out some of the best pancakes and French toast and waffles that they had, and well, they delivered. And then we went shopping for soda at Stop and Shop to perk ourselves up even further for the Metallica concert. And right before we would go get Rainer and Shades to complete the Four Horsemen. And then we did have trouble finding the general parking because, well, I don't know if it was because of the fact that we were super late to the gates opening, or just the fact that we had very poor calculations on our end. But either way, we got to the concert, and we were memeing around with some water sales guy by saying stuff like "anhydration for all, hydrate 'em all," or "ride the water," all of the trapped under ice, master of bottles. Just a lot of song parodies. With that really fun guy that we were having some small talks with while he was trying to sell water. And, well, we were just vibing with the opening acts known as Mammoth, WVH, and, well, Pantera. Shades, I remember telling me, he said he would have liked Pantera opening for Metallica better if they played Cemetery Gates. They did play a clip of the opening riff, only for it to just give us the middle finger by going straight to 5 minutes alone. You know, if you ask me, I honestly would think that them playing and attributing to one of their pre-Cowboys from Hell albums would have been more electric, like power metal, of course. Yeah, but nah, screw it. Nevertheless, it was a very minuscule gripe that I had, but I nevertheless couldn't have been more blown away. Now, after my disappointments on how hugely lacking in diversity Metallica was 7 years prior to this, I think that they would actually go out of their way to play more of their kick-ass gems, right? Well, they did more than just that. For the first show, they opened up with my favorite song from Ride the Lightning, Creeping Death, and then ended it with my favorite song of theirs, Master of Puppets.
But wait, there's more.
The fact that they even gave enough of a shit to even perform Harvester of Sorrow, Leper fucking Messiah, and even give some love to one of the best songs off Death Magnetic after it got nothing. It got no love whatsoever in 2017. The Day That Never Comes was played at the first show. But wait, there's even more. They played Orion. They played Orion as well, the instrumental. Dude, like this. We were already in the first day of seeing Metallica, and they already completely blow 2017 set utterly to smithereens. They blow 2017 set straight to the sky-high heavens because of Harvester of Sorrow, Creeping Death, Leper Messiah, Orion, The Day That Never Comes alone. I will give 2017 credit though. The two very rare gems that they played were Motor Breath and Fight Fire with Fire, which was pretty interesting. I never would have expected Metallica to play Fight Fire with Fire, but god damn, they really went out of their way for day one, but you think they're gonna go out of their way for day two? You're gonna have to wait on that. And what I found even more interesting is that the fact that they played at least one song from every album of theirs except for Saint Anger. Let's review it. If we were going to encompass the first day and the second day, they played 2 songs off of Kill 'Em All, 4 songs off of Ride the Lightning, 4 songs off of Master of Puppets, 3 songs off of And Justice for All, 5 songs off of the Black Album, of course, 2 songs off of Load, very interestingly, King Nothing and Until It Sleeps. One of my favorite songs to vibe to whenever I'm driving alone in the dark. And of course, Fuel from Reload, and 1 from Death Magnetic, 2 from Hardwired, and well, obviously you're expecting the latest album to have the most songs played, 6 from 72 Seasons. You know that I was gonna yell out the lyrics verbatim to Creepin' Death, especially when I've been jamming like hell to that song for 17 years. Especially when I would always go to town with it on Guitar Hero and the Guitar Hero 2 Customs. Seriously, though, I still can't get over the fact that they actually gave love to a song off of Death Magnetic. And fucking Harvester of Sorrow. Fucking Leper Messiah. How often do you ever see them perform Leper Messiah anywhere? Oh yeah, another one of the things I found absolutely bombastic about Metallica's concert was when they would descend the big beach balls amongst the crowd that was among the circular stage. The songs Seek and Destroy and Enter Salmon would play out, but I'm gonna talk about the second day at a later point. But yeah, that was definitely one way to spike the adrenaline energy amongst the crowd by dropping the beach balls onto those metalheads, because we are quite literally having a fun. Expending at least $700 just so I could deliver, or we could get ourselves to see Metallica deliver the very best show that they could offer us. Yeah. You know, I could talk about day one all fucking night long, but let's just narrow it down to a too long didn't listen version by just saying that the fact that my favorite Ride the Lightning song was opened and then closed with my favorite Metallica song of all time was beyond badass enough as it stands. It really is hard for me to get the fuck over the fact that they actually played 2 of their instrumentals encompassing both their 2 concerts. But we're gonna get to the other instrumental song that they played shortly. So after the show ended, we sat in traffic for at least, I think, 3 hours. The show ended at 11, but then we all got officially home by around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. Luckily, we didn't see any car accident on the scene. All of us got home, and then the next day, Hoover and I went to the Boston Aquarium Museum, and then after we went to the aforementioned aquarium, we then took ourselves to Connecticut to see Mastodon and Lamb of God play their 2004 albums in full. Mastodon's Leviathan, and of course, Lamb of God's Ashes of the Wake. One thing I really liked about the sets by Mastodon and Lamb of God is that they played their 2004 albums in full, and then ended it with at least a 2006 song of theirs or two. With Lamb of God, they closed out their set with Walk With Me in Hell and Redneck. And with Mastodon, prior to Lamb of God's set, they played More Than I Can Chew, Circle of Sasquatch, and Steambreaker. Circle of Sasquatch was off the album Blood Mountain from 2006. More Than I Could Chew was off the Hushed and Grim album from the year 2021, and Steambreaker, of course, was off the album Emperor of Sand from 2014. Leviathan even was the first album I ever heard from Mastodon, and Blood and Thunder was the very first song I ever was exposed to Mastodon on because of the classic racing game known as Need for Speed Most Wanted, and of course, everybody knows that I was exposed to Lamb of God through Guitar Hero 2 via their song Laid to Rest off of their album Ashes of the Wake. So, everybody knew that I was dead set on getting those 2004 vibes. Same with Hoover. This would be my third time seeing Mastodon. My first was back in 2009 when I was 12 years old, when they were touring for their album Crack the Sky, back when it was fresh to the metal community. And then 12 years later, when they released their album Hushed and Grim, they were opening for Opeth in the Wayne Theater in November of 2021. And now, my third time, when they were playing their 2004 album Leviathan in full, touring alongside Lamb of God, also playing their full album Ashes of the Wake from 2004. So basically it was a big 2004 party for both of them. Sets were definitely sick as well. There was Malevolence and Carrie Kane that opened them, but I was too busy door dashing to make it on time, so Hoover and I waited until the clock was an appropriate time for us to take off at a timely manner so we could see Mastodon play at a timely manner so we can get our 2004 vibes. And with that in mind, Lamb of God alongside Sabaton is now officially the band I've seen most live. Of course, the only weird part of it was, of course, when Hoover and I got lost in the casino going to the wrong parking garage, because when we were looking at the garage, we were thinking, this looks shorter than I remember. And then we retreated back to the casino and then tried to retrace our steps and look at the photographs we took on our phones. And when we retraced some of the signs that we saw heading into the casino, we were able to relocate our car. And thankfully we got back to my house at a timely manner. Alright, now we move on to the final day of this conquest of metal, as my friend, well, not friend, Odin Ensman would call it.
Catching up the action, returning the reaction. We gon' rip the torn away. Hypnotizing power, pressing on the cower. Battery
This is the second show. Alright. You know, this one was a little bit more of a clusterfuck given the fact that it was delayed by rain, and unfortunately because of the weather circumstances, Ice 9 Kills had to completely cancel out their set, and Five Finger Death Punch's set was cut short. But our crowd went from the Four Horsemen to the Heavenly Seven because we met up with our friend Matt Bernier at the show, and of course, what a friend of ours that we definitely would not have expected to see at a concert, especially a concert like Metallica, Melissa Carter. That utterly blew my mind that I actually would meet up with her there. A director at a camp that my brother used to go to, meeting up with me at Metallica was the most utterly mind-blowing thing that I could have ever dreamed of. That would never have been on my bingo cards anywhere. But holy fuck, on Jeff Gordon's birthday we met up with my friend Melissa Carter, longtime friend as far back as like fucking 2006, before Death Magnetic would come onto the scene. It does really fucking suck that one of the best Bostonian metalcore bands could not open up for Metallica, which would have made the experience just at least a tad bit more beefy, but it wasn't that huge of a deal with me because, well, Metallica's set was so badass that it didn't really make that kind of misfortune hurt my experience or enjoyment of my series of concerts that I've been yearning for so long, especially when they've played so many songs that I used to jam out to when I was a teenager, that I was disappointed that they didn't play when I first saw them when I was 20 years old. Like, I mean, it does suck that weather put some punctures on the experience for us, but hey, we were riding the lightning. Shades, you're gonna hit me again for saying that, aren't you? Okay. Enough of my really cheesy puns. To the point. Like, come on. Every time I hear the Ecstasy of Gold playing right before Metallica set, I always get, like, an abundance of fucking chills. Because I know whenever you hear that theme song, you know some badass shit is gonna go down. And, well, right off the bat, they opened it up with one of their original songs, Whiplash, off Kill 'Em All. And, interestingly enough, they played, as I mentioned earlier, Until It Sleeps, which is always a song that I like to listen to whenever I'm alone at night driving, or whenever I just want to vibe by the ocean, or whenever I just, well, as the song suggests, want to sleep.
I run, but it stays right by my side.
And of course, funny enough, they actually ended up playing the song Ride the Lightning the one day that lightning axed the blackened skies above Gillette Stadium, threatening their set. And of course, they played a lot of other teenagehood favorite songs of mine, Welcome Home Sanitarium, which I was excited like an absolute eccentric fanboy for. And you know how I was talking about instrumentals earlier? Well, they played Call of fucking Cthulhu. Tell me you have a badass set without actually saying that verbatim. Then, right after The Unforgiven, which was right after the Call of Cthulhu, they played the longest song off 72 Seasons in Barata. I'm not actually the biggest fan of that song, but it is unique in its own way. I'm actually not that crazy about 72 Seasons. There are quite a few songs that I enjoy, like Sleepwalk My Life Away, If Darkness Had a Sun, Lux Eterna, Too Far Gone, You Must Burn, and a few others, but it doesn't crunch as hard as Death Magnetic and Hardwired. It isn't as badass and thrashy. It doesn't prompt me to windmill my head profusely as Hardwired and Death Magnetic do, but it's still at least a decent album. I wouldn't say it's boring, but it just is a lot to be desired. I didn't really see myself going back to that album as much as I did with the previous two mentioned albums. And then, of course, they played the song that turned me into a metalhead, Blackened. Blackened. Man, that got me so fucking eccentric, like no tomorrow. Like, I remember the days, well, not the days, but the day after Christmas when I was listening to my iPod after I imported Injustice for All to my iTunes thanks to my Uncle Mark, listening Blackened for the first time, and I thought, this is the most goddamn motherfucking awesome shit that I've ever heard in my entire life. And to this day, I hold Injustice for All as one of my all-time favorite albums. And to see them play that was so fucking fulfilling, although I still find it very irksome that Kirk Hammett cuts the solo short and doesn't ever get to the trills or the main riff right after the solo, which kind of really hinders the song a little bit, but it doesn't really ruin the experience for me because, well, it is Metallica. They know how to make a lot of shit work. And there was never a single instance where I thought Lars Ulrich's drumming was sloppy of any kind. I didn't even hear any messy fills in unnecessary places either. And then following Blackened is, of course, my favorite song of theirs of the 21st century, Moth in a Flame. Like, come on, you can't possibly say that Metallica lost their glory days when they have songs like Moth in a Flame, huh? But, and, I could talk about this all day long. I could talk about how electric their sets really were. But I think I prolonged this video enough, but before I end it, let's see what songs they did end up playing 7 years after the songs I wish they would have played mentioned in my video. Songs: Creeping Death, Ride the Lightning, Blackened, and Justice for All, Battery, Welcome Home Sanitarium, and they... Wow. Only 2 songs of that list they didn't play? Wow. Only 2 songs they didn't play of that list that I mentioned 7 years ago. Oh, here's a little fun fact that you guys probably would feel intrigued to know. I only did not see Metallica play 2 Ride the Lightning songs. and that is Trapped Under Ice and Escape. And of course, the Master of Puppets songs I did not see them play are Battery, Thing That Should Not Be, Disposable Heroes, and Damage Incorporated. Probably list songs all day long, but I think you all you get the point of this video already, and it's pretty much self-explanatory enough. But of course, everybody knows that I'm probably gonna go insane with the amount of Metallica merch or t-shirts I'm gonna get. Rainer and Shades even said that I was gonna get one of everything to his prediction, and well, to my dismay of limited money, I only bought 3, but 3 is pretty significant. Although, to be fair, I bought 2 shirts on the first Metallica show, and then 1 the second Metallica show, so the amount of shirts that I bought from 1 concert remains actually. But since I went to 3 concerts in a row, this is the first time that I've ever done something like this. I have to be fair and say that I bought 4 concert t-shirts in a span of 3 days. I am one unapologetic consumer of Metallica. Oh, and Lamb of God and Mastodon. But before I close out this video, I'd like to point out this really weird fact that it's always the most anticipated opening act that seems to have the short end of the stick. Because 7 years ago, Avenged Sevenfold wasn't on the bill due to the fact that Sinister Gates was becoming a father, and now, 7 years later, Ice Nine Kills could not play their set because of weather. Damn you, Mother Nature. But I digress. But despite some of those mishaps and hiccups, it obviously does not come anywhere near next to close to ruining this experience for me. But although I will list off some songs that I thought would have been cool to see them play live, or I hope to see them play live one day.
Come on! Jump in the fire! No repent, we don't care what it meant. Another day, another death, another sorrow, another breath. Out for my own, out to be free. One with my mind. Crystallized as a layer of rest. Eyes are blasted directly in there. From deep sleep. Flashing up the action, returning the reaction. We gon' rip the torn away. Hypnotizing power, pressing on the cower. Battery is here to stay. Charging hard and no one's gonna get it. Living on your knees, conformity. Dying on your feet for honesty. Inbred of bodies will old habits reappear. Fighting the fear of fear. Throwing conspiracy. Deceiver. Day in, day out, live my life through you. Push down on me what's wrong or right. Hidden from this thing that they call life. Your mouth again, haven't changed your brain, it's so telltale. Little whispers circle around your head. Why don't you worry about yourself instead? Soothe you, hearing only what you wanna hear, and knowing only what you heard. You, like a siren in my head that always begs to repeat. Like a blind man that I shoved into the speeding driver's seat. Like a face that learns to speak when all it knew was how to fight. Cause we hunt you down without mercy. Hunt you down all nightmare long. Unbound, burn your kingdom to the ground. To the ground. Come unto me and you will feel perfection. Come unto me and dedicate. Come unto me, you'll never feel rejection. Come unto me
Also, I found it pretty fucking hilarious how Rob was getting the crowd initially prepared for some very sinister Metallica song of theirs, but they jumped right into a Sweet Caroline cover for us and made the whole crowd bright and cheerful, which is a complete contrastion of what you would go to a Metallica concert for. Like, that's got to be the most fucking manly thing that they have ever done. One of the mightiest thrash bands in existence covering Sweet Caroline, which is a big signature of Boston culture. Or Boston sports community, for lack of a better term. That was honestly a really nice touch if I were to speak on a very serious note. But Rob really does have a sense of humor, and that's why I fucking love Metallica. But man, oh man, this definitely was one wild yet thrilling experience tonight. I definitely had the absolute best time. One of the some of the absolute best memories that I have ever made with some of my friends. And this, I don't think there will be anything else to match this anytime soon. I definitely thought 2017 was as good as it would ever possibly get, but then 2024 says, hold my liquid death. I am gonna blow this shit straight out of the water, straight into the blackened skies, cracked by lightning. And they did. 2024 double delivered. Quite literal. Also, I would like to give a moment of silence for my buddy Ranter and Shades because they did not play his absolute favorite Metallica song, being Fade to Black. Sorry that they faded your gaiety to black, Shades, when they didn't play that song. Alright, and I think this about does it for my monologue about the Metallica concert. I had a fucking awesome time, and I think I'm gonna have to get another tattoo. This time I'm hoping to add some lightning onto there to symbolize Ride the Lightning, and of course have that little humorous reference that we were riding the lightning on August 4th. Definitely one of the best experiences I ever had, and if I were to get technical, this is probably the biggest crowd of a concert group I've had for any show I went to in my entire life. Seriously, 4 to 7 people is a pretty significant crowd for my general concert going experience, because I usually go either with just Shades or with, and if it's not Shades, it's probably with 2 family members of mine, and, well, I'm going with David, then we just meet with some other friend of mine, but this time I went, it was 4 of us, and then the second Metallica concert, it extended to 7 people. That's a pretty badass experience. But hey, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy these montage of Metallica clips that I will close out the video with.